Hi guys. Hi guys. I hope everyone is having an amazing Friday. Um I kind of have been noticing I've been switching like from here to here. So please excuse me if you see me going back and forth like that. I'm going to try to stick my focus to here, but I feel like it's more natural to be here. Anyway, again, I hope everyone is having an amazing Friday. And if your day is not going so well, I hope that your evening, your morning, whatever time that you're watching this, I hope the rest of your day is beautiful. But before we get into today's video, which I am so excited about, first make sure that you are subscribed to my email list. Subscribe. And two, if you are not already following me on Instagram, follow me at Talia Baker Timms. I would super love it and super be appreciative. So let's hop right into today's video, guys. Today we are talking about expectations. And this is something that me, my friends, my family, and just in a lot of podcasts and the conferences and meetings that I've been in, this is just something that we've organically, naturally been talking about. Even in some of the Facebook groups I'm a part of, people have been talking about expectations. So I'm like, this week, let's talk about expectations. Let's put a lot of things to rest. Let's get some things out in the open, and a lot of it is going to be personable, some of it's professional, and it's pretty much a mixture, guys. So let's hop right into it. So first, some of the books that I have been reading about have included More Than Enough by Elaine Welteroth. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this book, heard her talk about it, heard someone else talk about it. This is a great book for girls, guys. She talks a lot about her personal life, and a lot of things that she's gone through, specifically when she was growing up and in her career when she first started, and how specifically a specific person in her life who was no longer in her life was putting a lot of expectations on her, and how she should walk, dress, act on her in her professional life, how she should be. And this is very relatable. She has some amazing stories in here that everyone can relate to. So I definitely suggest you get More Than Enough by Elaine Welteroth. Love this book. Another book that I'm also reading is Finding My Voice by Valerie Jarrett. She was Barack Obama's chief of staff when he was in office. I absolutely love her. This is Auntie Jarrett. I love her. And she talks about her journey and the expectations that she and other people, again, were putting on her while she was in office throughout her political career. It's an amazing book. I haven't finished it yet, but I absolutely love what I have read so far, so I definitely suggest this as well. And the last book that I am loving right now, I'm really adoring. Sorry guys, I have my cute little bookmark here, but I'm absolutely loving is Mind Right, Life Right by Ash Cash. This book is amazing, guys. He's talking about manifesting your dreams through the laws of the universe, which is very relevant. We don't even understand the power of manifestation. You hear people talk about it, but it's truly a powerful thing. So I definitely suggest that you get this book. As you can see, I have so many little sticky notes and tabs popping out everywhere. I'm taking a lot of notes because this book is full of gems, is full of amazing content. And if you aren't really into the manifestation, he has amazing books on finance as well. So I highly suggest that you get one of his books if it's not this one, even though I highly recommend this one. Okay, so guys, first things first, let go of your expectations, guys. Let them go. And I don't mean that like let everything go, let everything just blow to the wind. No, but oftentimes we put a lot of expectations on ourselves, on other people, and it's just not going to work, guys. If you go into a specific situation not knowing the situation, not knowing what's going on, you're likely to sit there and be disappointed in the end. And no one wants to be disappointed about anything. No one wants to sit there and live with regret. No one wants to do that. So let go of those expectations. It'll make it a lot easier for you in the long run. It'll allow you to create more of a fair playing ground, guys, a fair playing ground for you when you're entering into any situation, be it personal, be it professional, be it any aspect in your life. Just try to let it go of those expectations. I'm going to be looking down sometimes because I have some notes, so I want to make sure I'm getting everything to you guys. So bear with me if you see me look down briefly and I'm talking. But also, going into what I just said about letting go of your expectations, you cannot hold people to the same expectations that you hold yourself to, guys. It will just lead to disappointment because your expectations may be up here and their expectations may, be down here. So you don't necessarily want to, hold people to the same expectations that you hold yourself to. Specifically, a quote from, again, Mind Right, Life Right by Ash Cash. I'm going to share this with you guys. I think it's truly relevant to what we're talking about today. In this specific chapter that I'm going to read from, we are talking about acceptance, and we're talking about the law of conscious detachment. So in the book, in this specific chapter, he says, if we want to do away with money hardships, relationship problems, this can be at work or personal, or loneliness, sickness, guilt, unfulfilled desires, etc., then we must be committed to detachment. This includes detaching ourselves from people and how we expect them to behave. Instead of holding on to your idea of how things should be, holding on to those expectations, allow yourself and those around you the freedom to be as they may. Detach yourself from certainties and allow yourself to be okay with uncertainty. Now, when I first read this, I said no. I said absolutely not. That is not how we're going to do things. We are not letting go of our expectations. We're going to hold on to those uncertainties because I don't know how this situation is going to pan out. I don't know how this project is going to pan out. I don't know how this, this client, anything is going to pan out. I have certain expectations that I'm going to go in with. And essentially what he is saying is you have to let people be as they are. We can't change anyone, guys. We can't, change the reality that we're living in. Unfortunately, I wish we could, but you can't go in with these high expectations for every single person that you meet. Something that my mom always tells me is, Talia, you can't hold people to the same expectations that you hold yourself to. People aren't as motivated, people aren't as dedicated, people don't have the same determination, the same desire that you do, which is very, very true. And sometimes it's just a very hard pill to swallow because it's something, again, that we've been taught. We've been taught to, have such high expectations for ourselves at each phase in our life. And it's very unrealistic, essentially. Even in work, you can't necessarily sit there and hold, John and Sarah and Susie and all these different people to the same expectations that you do because you don't know them. This is an opportunity for you to build organic, more personable relationships. We hear this time and time again with our supervisors, with board members, with our peers in school. We hear this time and time again where we're supposed to network with people, where we're supposed to generally just walk up to them and, ask them how their day is going. Don't just hop into everything. Sit there and build that more genuine relationship in order to build those expectations, because when you genuinely get to know someone, when you genuinely get to understand where their mind is, where their head is, it'll allow you to build those expectations for that specific person in that environment. Your expectations that you hold for one person may not be the same for another person. One person may have similar expectations like you do. I personally have very high expectations for myself. I have high expectations for myself, and people hold me to high expectations because they see that in me. So you may see those same expectations or similar expectations in one person where you don't necessarily see that in one person. And that, again, is another opportunity to sit there and motivate that person who doesn't necessarily have those high expectations, who doesn't necessarily have those goals and objectives for themselves. That's a prime opportunity to sit there and, be a blessing essentially to someone else who doesn't, have those same expectations for themselves. They might sit there and see you and one person, going at it, excelling really well, getting a lot of things checked off within the project, and they may say, hey, like, I really want to be doing that too. Let me take some notes. Let me just pay attention a bit more. Let me sit there and, hold myself accountable so I can sit there and be on that level of high expectations. People are sitting having me here. I genuinely want to be here. I see that in someone, and that's something that personally has motivated me throughout my life, and that's why I hold myself to high expectations, because I know there's so many people watching. I don't know whose lives I'm touching. I don't know whose lives I'm touching right now by making this video. So, that's why I personally hold myself to high expectations, but you can't hold everyone to those same expectations. And, again, even though I said let go of your expectations, don't necessarily not have high expectations for yourself. If you know yourself, if you know you're capable of doing something, if you know you have the talent, the ability to do something, hold yourself to those expectations and kill it. Kill that project, kill that assignment, kill that that whatever it is that's motivating you, kill it. Let people see your talent. Let people see your determination, your passion. That will take you so much further than, holding such high expectations for everyone in the room. If you hold yourself to the high expectations, again, you don't know who's following you. You don't know who may be motivated by you again. Hold yourself to those expectations, kill it, and move forward. You don't know how many rooms your name or anything may be spoken of just simply by killing it, because you have such high motivation, high expectations for yourself. So don't sit here and sell yourself short, but don't necessarily sit there and hold people accountable when you can tell they're not necessarily on the same level as you. And that's 100% okay, guys. So leading into the next thing, it's okay to have high expectations for yourself, but like I said, don't necessarily have unrealistic expectations for yourself. It'll just become stressful. It'll make you overwhelmed, and that's not where you want to be, guys. Trust me. Trust me. You do not want to sit there and have so many expectations for yourself, that you're essentially breaking down, that you're having those moments where you doubt yourself. We all have moments where we doubt ourselves, but it's more important to create more realistic expectations again for ourselves, whether it's based on time, whether it's based on measurable, whether it's actionable. All those things that you hear, those are very true, because you don't want to sit here and say, oh, I have an 8-hour project due tonight, and you 4 hours before the project is due. That's very unrealistic. You're not going to get that done. Or if you do get it done, it's not going to be up to your quote unquote expectations. It may not be up to the expectations of the people in your group or whatever. Or it may not be up to the expectations of the client that you're working with, or the supervisor that you have to answer to. So don't sit there and create these unrealistic expectations. Create time for yourself to really sit there and say, okay, I'm not on this level right now. You might want to live in the laps of luxury right now, but you're in economy, and that is 100% okay. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be true to yourself. You have to be authentic to who you are. You can want laps of luxury, but you have to make goals and expectations and objectives for where you are right now. You do not know how these people, the politicians, the actors, the celebrities, anyone, the affluent people in your community, you do not know how they got to that level that they are on. I'm pretty sure they didn't start up here. They had to work their way from the bottom as well. And they did that by having expectations that met the level that they were at and building goals to meet each level that they started to grow into. So you need to do the same for yourself. It's very important that you're honest with where you are. And building expectations is very important that you're honest with, who you are, and you stay true to yourself. I cannot stress that enough. When you sit there and create expectations that are for the person, again, don't necessarily create expectations for, the person that you are right now. And when I say that, I mean, think of the mindset that you want to be in, obviously, but honestly, you can't sit there and say, I want to make $1 million, but I want to make it in 2 days. So do you have the budget to sit there and invest? Do you have the budget to sit there and do stocks? Like, what do you have to be realistic to your finances. You have to be realistic to your situation, your environment. You have to be realistic to everything. Have that $1 billion, $1 million mindset, but sit there and work on the level. Okay, I have $1,000 here. I can sit there and invest 500 and flip it to another 1,000. Now I have 1,500. Now I can take this 1,000 and then I'm gonna, sit there and think like that. That's more so the mindset. That's more so the expectations you need to have for yourself. And then coinciding with that, it's also important to communicate these expectations. I know I said again, like to let things, like Ash Cash said, let things be how they are. to, let go of your expectations. But when you create more realistic ones, when you create ones that are based on the people that you're around, the environment that you're in, the situation that you're in, it makes it more realistic. When you make them more time bound, actionable, measurable, all these things, it makes them a bit more realistic and easier to manage, so you do not become overwhelmed, so you do not become stressed out. And that's exactly where you want to be. But when you're communicating as well, you have to understand that this is another thing that I've had to learn, that not everyone necessarily sees the vision for your expectations. Not everyone necessarily sees the vision for your goals. People are, again, on a specific level, and they may not be on the same level. Even if they're all the way up here and you're right here, you're telling them something, they may not see where you're going with that. And that's okay. As long as you have that, again, as long as you're staying true to yourself, as long as you're being honest to yourself, as long as these expectations and these goals and objectives are realistic for you, then do it. Go after it. Go after your dreams. Go after, whatever your heart desires. Do that. We only have one life. And if anything, this pandemic has definitely taught us that, life is very short. And, be honest and true to what you want to do, who you are, where you want to be, the car you want to drive, the environment you want to be in. Be honest to that. It's okay. Everyone's not going to see your vision. Everyone's not going to have your passion, guys. Live up to your own expectations. Let people be who they are. Let the environment flow. Let go of expectations as you need to. Communicate as you need to. And accept who you are, guys. That is essentially the key to any expectations, to any goals, to any objective. You have to first be true to who you are, be true to your situation, and be true to what it is that your end goal is. And understand as well, Ashcast talks about this, not necessarily in the book, but, I listen to a lot of his podcasts and his Instagram live stories and things like that. But life, and Nipsey Hussle as well. I know you never thought we would hear about Nipsey Hussle in this. But, life is a marathon. It's a marathon, guys. We're not racing to necessarily get to the finish line in 15 seconds. It's a marathon. You have to take each level, each step as it comes. And that is the most honest, that is the most true thing I've ever heard in my life. We can't compare ourselves. I know in today's society, within my generation, we like to compare ourselves a lot. Again, going back to seeing a celebrity who's up here and you're right here. Be honest, guys. Be true to yourself. You don't know what they did to get there. You never know. You may go above and beyond them, but it's going to be on your own time. It's going to be at your own pace, and that's okay, guys. Have your expectations for you. Don't have them for anyone else but yourself, and build them for other people as you go along. I hope this all made sense. I hope you all like it. Thank you again for pushing me out of my comfort zone, guys. I truly needed this. I'm so used to writing and talking about these things with family and things like that, and friends more so than with you guys. So I really hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you are not already subscribe to my email list. And if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me right now. Again, thank you guys. I hope you have an amazing Friday. And I will check back in with you guys next week. Thank you. Bye.